are you having? It's at 7 o'clock? Oh, no, there's something they don't have.
I know 4.
It's still bad though, 3 tables.
I did need some takeout now.
No, right. Well, you're hungry with
Okay.
Still show.
right away with it.
Sun. A little bit. A touch.
Oh, we're at 12 o'clock. You know, after I leave. Oh, I'm gonna go. Just yell. No. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. I guess it's noon, so technically good afternoon. It's a beautiful day here at 7 Summits Lodge. The sun's shining. Dino is here to run us through on how he makes pumpkin creme brulee. So, probably for the next couple days, we'll be featuring pumpkin creme brulee on the menu. And as usual, I'm excited to eat it when it's done. Turn it over to Chef Dino Cruz and enjoy. All right, welcome everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We have our ingredients for our pumpkin creme brulee. The main thing that we're going to need is a pan, like a 2-inch deep baking pan that we can put the creme brulee dishes in. Now, if you don't have something like this, you know, you can use something ceramic that's about the same depth, about 1.5 inch, 1 inch. Yeah, because you generally want it to be a more shallow dish when you're baking it in. That way the egg custard doesn't like break on you, and it's a better process in the oven instead of having it where it's deep and narrow. And then we're gonna put it in here, and also we're gonna put water in here. That's why we need something like this. Because we are going to fill it up with water until it hits about halfway through our creme brulee dishes, and then we have to be super careful not to get the water into the dish because then it'll mess up our creme brulees if they won't set properly. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, we have our ingredients. So we have egg yolks, 3 egg yolks. And brown sugar, pumpkin solid, pumpkin puree, and some heavy cream, 36% whipping cream, a little bit of the cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice, and a little kosher salt. So first we are going to add, typically when you make creme brulee, you have to warm up the cream, and also temper the eggs a little bit. Tempering the eggs meaning like letting it sit at room temperature for about 20 minutes before using it, and also heating up the cream. But with this particular recipe, it's super easy. It's definitely the least technical for baking a creme brulee because, like I said, normal creme brulee you would have to, have your cream heated up to a certain temperature. And you have to incorporate that to the egg slowly. A lot more detail. But this one is going to be super easy because we don't even have to heat up the cream or anything at all. We're just going to mix it all together. So we have the egg yolks and the brown sugar in there. Stir that up until it's doughy and pasty. So really just a few whisks here. We just want to to make sure all the sugar lumps are out. Okay, so now we're having a kind of like peanut butter on there. We're going to add our cream. And again, you don't have to slowly add it in there like you would in a normal creme brulee. So we're going to whisk in our cream there. Okay. And then we're going to add our 1 cup of pumpkin. So we had 1 cup of cream, half a cup of brown sugar, 3 egg yolks, and now we're adding 1 cup of pumpkin. We're using canned pumpkin today. So if you have a little bit of leftover canned pumpkin in your pantry, this is a good way to do it, and you're kind of tired of pumpkin pie. This is a good alternative. I actually made pumpkin cheesecake for my family. Well, my 2 children and I made pumpkin cheesecake instead of the usual pumpkin pie this year. So that was kind of fun. And then this is another option, is a pumpkin creme brulee. So kind of more festive as well for the holidays. Super easy and it's a little different in case everyone's tired of pumpkin pie. Like, hey, we have pumpkin creme brulee. So I incorporated the pumpkin in there. I'm going to add the cinnamon and nutmeg and a little pinch of kosher salt. Mix that in there. So now we're ready to bake our creme brulee off. Usually what I would do is I'm going to fill up the dishes in the pan while they're in the pan here. And really just, they're about 6 ounces in, so you want to leave about a 1/4 inch at the top because if you poof up a little bit and rise a little bit. It looks like we're going to be able to make at least 4, possibly 5, I think 5 dishes here potentially. You know what? Actually, it's only going to make about 4. So the batch I made is going to make 4 servings because we can kind of top these off a little bit. Okay. So before I put water in it, that way to decrease the chances of the water going into your creme brulee batter, which is very, very crucial to not do. I'm going to put the pan in the oven, halfway in, and then pour the water into the pan while it's halfway in the oven. So that way, all I have to do is push it in there instead of having to kind of carry it along with all the water in there. So I'm going to put it in the oven here. You guys aren't really able to see it, but it's about halfway sticking out. And I'm going to add the water. I believe it's probably going to take about, for that size of pan, it's probably going to be about 4 cups of water, about a quart. Let's see here. So when you're pouring it in there, you just have to be really careful not to get the water into the batter. That is this is probably the hardest part of doing the pumpkin creme brulee. I would say the most challenging part is not getting water into your batter so it bakes properly. So we're only going to go about halfway up. Uncovered, it's going to go in there uncovered, and about halfway up the creme brulee dishes with water, we're going to gently slide it in there, and we should be good to go. Set the timer for about 45 minutes. We're going to check it after 45 minutes. Okay. Start. All right. And of course, we're not going to sit here for 45 minutes waiting for the creme brulee. have some baked off already. These ones are a little bit different. This one's like a vanilla flavor, so it's not, the color's a little different. But the process of caramelizing the sugar on it is the same, so that's not going to change whatever kind of creme brulee you're making, whatever flavor profile you're making for it. It's not going to change how you burn the sugar on. So it's nice to have one of these torches handy. This is just a butane torch, and it has a little butane can that you would use for maybe camping, perhaps. It works best. This is like $20, you know. As long as you don't drop it too often, it should last a really long time. It just clips right onto the butane there. So I love using it for multiple ways to use it. But the main way is the creme brulee, because it is called a creme brulee torch. So what I did, though, was have 3 different kinds of sugars. So we have 3 different creme brulee dishes. We're going to burn one with all brown sugar. So we have one that's going to have all brown sugar. We're going to have one that's all white sugar. And then we're going to have one that's 50% brown and 50% white sugar, a half and half mix. And we're going to see which crust burns the best, which will hold better, kind of thing. We're going to, obviously put the same amount in each to get a good read on how the quality of the different kinds of sugar. So we're going to start first with the brown sugar. We're going to do probably a good tablespoon on there and just spread it around. So we just want to spread it around a little bit until it's mostly covering the dish. And you want to do this fairly quickly because we don't want moisture to get into the sugar. Once moisture gets in the sugar, then it's harder to burn. So we're going to turn our torch on. So again, once you put the sugar on there, you want to go ahead and burn it off as quick as you can, because any kind of liquid that goes in there, any kind of moisture, is going to make it harder for a sugar to burn. So I am holding this, just be very careful. You can also set it on the table if you like, and just kind of work around it like this. That's also a good way to do it. Right. So it looks like brown sugar is not quite working as well as I'd like it to work. Here at the club, we use an all-white sugar mix, but I did want to just kind of see what it would look like if we used different types of sugar. So I don't know if you guys can see there, but the brown sugar kind of made a spotty burn on our creme brulee. Yeah, it's kind of like it's spotted a little bit where the sugar caramelized instead of like an even golden brown color. We'll take it up there and see. Well, actually, I'll take it up there. I'll take it up there to the camera when it's all done. And then we're going to do all white sugar. We're going to use probably about a tablespoon again. And just kind of spread it out a little bit like we did last time. A little bit more there. Okay. We got to do it fairly quickly. So we're going to do the white sugar. This one probably take a little bit longer. Get the initial melt going on. It's very relaxing doing this, and it smells really good when you have the smell of caramelized sugar in your kitchen. So the idea of holding it in your hand is just to kind of let the sugar, as it melts, let it kind of go where you want it to go. As it melts, you're just kind of directing the flow of the melted sugar to cover the dish. So which is kind of fun to do. We just have to be very careful, that you don't burn yourself. So again, we're just kind of letting it caramelize. Looking real nice. Okay. then we have our third test, which will be the brown sugar and white sugar mix. 50-50. We're going to put the same amount. Spread out a little bit there. Again, really quickly, as soon as we put the sugar on there, you want to get going on the melting. It looks like the brown sugar, white sugar mix is starting to get spotty burn as well. It's just not quite burning as nice as we would like it to burn. It's getting a little bit too dark before it even starts melting properly. So you guys will see the difference once I bring it up there. Now I could do this test all day. We could do like 25% brown sugar, 75% white, 75% brown sugar, whatever. You could use sugar raw, you know. I do like the color of the mix a little bit, but it's hard to control the burning process. So, and as with all creme brulee, you want the shell to kind of be hard. So let me bring it up to the camera there, so you guys can see the difference here. All right, so this is the brown sugar, all 100% brown sugar. So as you guys can see, kind of got that spotty brown on there. But as far as if you guys can hear that, so it does have a good crust. It's just the color of the sugar and probably the taste as well because it's a little burnt. And then we have the all white sugar. So this is 100% white sugar. So this one looks like a nice light caramel color. And it seems like the crust is also harder. It's got a nice solid crust on there, and that's what you want. You want to be able to kind of get your fork in there and have it have to kind of break that once you dig in there. And then the 50% mix, 50% mix actually looks pretty cool. It just didn't want to quite, I put the same amount. I could have possibly put a little bit more sugar in there, but I think the result would probably be about the same as far as the color. So this one's a little bit better than the all brown sugar because we mixed it with white sugar, but at the same time, it didn't want to cooperate with us as far as getting the caramel to flow and cover the entire dish. It was also spot burning a little bit there, but you can also hear the crust is pretty solid though. So yeah, so I would say overall it's probably the white sugar that's going to be our best bet. Straight 100% white sugar, just because it's easier to control as it melts, and it's probably not going to burn as bad. So okay, so there you guys have it. Super easy pumpkin creme brulee. No tempering of the egg yolk necessary. No heating the cream is necessary. It's all super simple. And then have fun burning the sugar on there and caramelizing the sugar, because that's really the best part. And again, another key note is you have to really not get any water into your batter in the dish, otherwise it won't set properly and then you'll have a runny texture and it just won't work. Okay, so the winner, and then we did the test, and the winner is going to be the white sugar. Just as far as having that really nice crust and color as well. All right, thank you very much. I made 4 pumpkin creme brulees. That will be ready tonight. About let's see, what time is it? 12:30. It'll come out of the oven about 1:15, and it should be set by 3 or 4. So if you're looking to order it for today, we have 4 in-house right now. So thank you very much. I'm glad you can join us.